Welcome to the bold analysis. How can we have power outage for nearly 1 hour, the whole country, a nationwide power outage, and the simplest usual explanation is the one that is given to the country? And I want to speak about this because today on 11th November, there was a national power outage from 7:30 and it affected many areas, parts of Nairobi, Mombasa, Nyanza, and even northern parts of the country. And this phenomenon is been reoccurring. During some time in September, we also had such a power outage. So it's not new. Then again, there was an explanation that was given about power interruptions and some transformers and here and there. Some very interesting jargons that we were told about the problem. Today, Joy Medivo attributed the power loss to Turkana power station affecting the supply across the country, and she added that the grid is designed in a way that when a maximum of 4% of the power is lost, other grids kicks in. However, the outage exceeded the 4% loss, causing the grid to lose power, with some substations powering back up. Who is supposed to unpack all this information? Who is supposed to unpack all this explanation about why there is power outage? And they've been consistent. This is normally a press release that I think you just copy paste. Because whenever there is a power outage, it is just the same problem reoccurring. And what Kenyans are asking and what has been bothering Kenyans here is, aren't we not solving the problem, or is it a problem that is normally designed to happen? When there is no power, of course, in some countries like Japan, I understand, you even have to compensate companies for the losses they make during that time. But they tell us, for Kenyans who are abroad, I think you may help us really well. What happens to what happens during power interruptions in your country? And how often does it happen? If you are in UK, Germany, US, whichever state, can you tell us? When you have power interruptions, do you have it like Kenyan? And what happens? How do government handle it? Now, this is one of the sectors that has been facing criticism for laxity, or rather, they've been highly criticized as the team that are not so keen on the plight of Kenyans, and there have been fraud reports about the issues of token, and the issue of power, of electricity, is also on table as far as this economy is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to try to delve deep on this power outage, but before that, I'll want to humbly request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our videos. Tomorrow, on Sunday at 2 p.m., we shall be the Kibera Old Primary School to deliver the wheelchairs. They have already been procured by my team and already have them. So tomorrow they will be delivered, and after that I think we are going to give you more update. I continue to say thank you very much for supporting the charity programs that we've been undertaking for better part of this year. Someone is saying the KPLC should be made to pay losses from these frequent blackouts. I look at it. Only then will the MD and his management become serious about service delivery. Consumer protection agencies and well-wishers should come out to call the government to be keen on this. Now, why this power outrage is not something that is welcome at this time, I want to look at these 4 aspects. Number 1, there have been reported national examinations, KCSE is going on, and they've been reporting of national leakage of that exam. Imeibwa. And so, in darkness, such election leakage syndicate can thrive in that. Apart from the fact that maybe kids are also, our students are also preparing for that exam. But with that blackout, such examination leakage can thrive. And that is why, and I've looked at this. If you look at the way this exam, I think what Matiang'i did in NEC back in 2015 is being rolled back, and we are going back to 2015, where national examination did not have any value. So this needs to be relooked. Number 2, illicit transactions happens in this darkness. Better part of this week, there has been an outrage about harassment of our tourists and visitors coming in the country at the JKIA, and there was a stage-managed impromptu tour by the tourism CS Alfred Mutua. During that impromptu tour, there are some prohibited illegal gadgets and taxable gadgets that were intercepted at the airport. And the sex toys, some guns, of course I understand even some dollars. So how do these things get in the country? How do they live? I know that airport might not have, should have a backup. But how about if it is part of the ploy to drag things out? So illicit transactions happens in darkness. And that is why the country is a bit angry with the power outrage. Let me give you a good example. I listened to the controller of budget appearing before the bipartisan talks committee, and when she was asked about why Kenya has failed to solve the dollar problem, she said that the biggest problem the dollar is facing is that there could be an international syndicate that is smuggling dollars in the country through backdoor, and those dollars then do not go through the bank. And if they're not nabbed through the banking system, then there is no way it can help the situation. So he said, and those transactions actually do happen. And that is why they should be a bit careful on this. Honestly, how can we have it for 1 hour? And within that 1 hour, then it is from the moon, it has been solved. You know, I want to believe that if the problem is such a big problem that can cause a national outrage for 1 hour, outage for 1 hour, then it seems it's a problem that needs a permanent solution. But it can't be reoccurring, you know. It can't be reoccurring. And so this is a matter that I think we cannot rest and say it is a matter behind us. Number 3, power is a threat. Blackout is a threat to national security or to our security. Because how many people, and Mimi, I think I realized there was no power. I was coming home I was in Jogoo Road. So abruptly, you know, these other sides, there was a post that oil Libya, the Total petrol station hapo mbele. I realized the whole place was dark. And then there was that bit of traffic. So you realize that the vehicles are clumping closely together. And when you look keenly, there seems to be no one. So it's also a threat, even to mobility. People can't move. Look at think of the areas of Pipeline, Kibera, Mathare. Think about Pipeline. Pipeline is normally clogged, it's very tight. So when there is no electricity, I understand very well the slums do not have the backup. So if there is total darkness there, what do you think happens? People can be robbed. We are also, and there is something I'm saying lastly in my interpretation. We're not prepared for such emergencies. As much as we are having emergency meetings on El Nino and to argue whether there is El Nino or advanced rains, but it's also clearly coming out that we are not prepared for such emergencies. And there is something bigger than what is being told. This matter or this issue, this power blackout cannot just reoccur that way without a motive behind it. Thank you.